Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to do a shit ton of pie cuts so that we can build an exhaust for our Shovelhead. So plan is I'm going to bring it out here and then we're going to bring it along here. Alright, so now I'm going to bring it and we're going to stick it through here. Our other port's going to come out and then I'm going to merge them. We're going to go 2 into 1 and then probably bring it back through here somewhere, or we might take it down through here and take it out the bottom and out through here. So we'll see. Just gonna get it to here for now and then start building this little merge piece. That way we can get this 2 into 1 going and figure that out. We might just bring everything through here and then merge it so it has a nice sweep, and then we can merge everything here. So, and then it'd be nice and clean. And our oil lines will be out of the way and shit. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. I don't have any bends, so what we're gonna do is pie cuts because I have a lot of 1 3/4 straight. I got some over there too, like 10 or like 4 feet of it. So I already cut some here. We got a jig here that I 3D printed. All right, so this one has 5 and 10 degrees. All right, you can see 5 and 10. All right, so it's got it built in. You can see the bandsaw's already got chewed into it. So that's probably gonna be a problem. But it has marks here. You got your mark here. All right, and there's one on the other side so you can orient it properly. All right, so what I did was put some Dicom on here and then did a scribe. That way I'll have a center point. All right, and then I can just rotate it and it'll tell me, it'll put me in the same spot every time. So let's get to it. We have a lot to cut.
Damn it.
Alright, so we got about 4 billion pie cuts here. So I did 20 of a 5 degree, so it's actually 10, so there's 5 on each side. And then I did like 7 of the 10 degree, alright, so we can get a tighter radius if we need to. This one has a, nope, that's a 10-10. One of these has a 5 and a 10, so I can transition between, yeah, so this one's a 5 and a 10. So I can transition between a 5 if I need to get a little tighter. So I have a couple of these, so I can put them on each end. Anyway, gotta clean them up. Gotta put them on the belt sander. So they turned out pretty good. I'm just gonna make sure they're square, clean off these burrs, and then they're pretty good. So let's get to it. Fast forwarded here a lot after cutting 4 billion pie cuts. We have this thing fitting in here pretty well. Alright, so pretty happy. We got plenty of clearance here with our generator. It flows really nice with the motor. It tucks in with these little nooks here on the cylinders. Bends down and it runs right in the middle, right where I want it to. So, alright, so dumps out over here, right in the middle, right where I wanted. This is a piece of 2-inch pipe, which is going to be what is going to be our actual tailpipe. I think we're going to do it just right here, right in the middle, and then I will do some pie cuts and we'll gooseneck this, do a turnout, and then I think we're just going to run it right through here. This one will come down and merge. It'll have a really easy bend. I think we're going to go with like something kind of like this. And spring it out of that head pipe, do a really nice bend. That way it kind of flows with our tank a bit, and everything will flow in really nice. So then this will be a 2-to-1 deal here of some sort, and this will bend and come in here. So yeah, I think that'll be, I don't know, I think it'll work. We'll see. So some of y'all may be wondering what happened to my jig and how it held up. For the most part, it held up pretty decent, except for, you know, it's plastic and that's a bandsaw. But for the most part, it held up pretty well. It did get chewed in here a little bit, and it did skew some things. But for the most part, it did pretty good for, you know, being printed out of plastic. I mean, it's pretty good. If it got a little skewed, I just hit it on the belt sander and got it trued up. You see most of these, there's a couple that are a little funky, I'll be honest. But most of these are pretty tight and flow really nicely. So overall, pretty happy with our little plastic piece. So, you know, have a 3D printer, might as well use it rather than buying somebody else's stuff. So makes it work. Back on our exhaust here. So this is the only piece of 2-inch that I have. So I'm going to cut pie cuts on the end of this and do our turnout, and then see how much we have left, and then that will determine where our merge up there goes. So we'll get to that. I got my little jig here for 2-inch, 5 and 10 of course. So let's cut some pieces. Our 2-inch pie cuts all tacked together. You know, some of you are probably screaming at the screen going, back purge, back purge. Well, the thing is, I'm only running like 20 amps on these, so it's not even fully pinned in it. So you can see the backside, there's no sugaring. It's just, you know, there's a couple of spots where I had to get a little hotter because I had to add some rod because there's a gap on some other parts. But for the most part, they're very small tacks, so it's not going through. Once we actually weld this out, we'll back purge the whole thing. So, but this is what our 2-inch looks like. So we're gonna run it right along our tank here, somewhere in here, and then it'll split the frame, and then it'll dump out right in the middle, somewhere in here. Yeah, somewhere around there. Might slash cut the tip, but we'll see. So now that we know where this end's going to live, so it'll be around here somewhere. That way we can still get to our actual adjusters pretty easily. That'll be nice and cradled in there. Now we can build our other end. Now that we know exactly what we have to work with, I gotta do a bunch more pie cuts for the one coming out of the front head, and then we gotta do our rear head, our port there. So gotta merge all that. So we'll get to it. Got our essentially tailpipe on. It's a little higher than I really wanted, but I think it'll be nice. And then I can still get in here and adjust this bolt. So there's that. I really wanted it to be centered here, but whatever. We can still adjust it a little bit. So got our piece here, got this all pie cut or mouthed out so that it fits really nice. I had the wife come in here and hold it because I was trying to fusion weld it and it wasn't tight enough, so I had to put some filler rod and I couldn't do it by myself. So next thing we gotta do is just connect these. So all right, so we got everything tacked up. I still need to make some plates for the up there and on the back, mounted up. So we got everything tacked up, got our little mount here off that bolt hole, or that bolt that goes through there. In here I'm going to put a slip joint, that way I can get these on and off. I had tried to do this side with that far side elbow on and I couldn't get it in. So having the rest of that on definitely isn't going to work. So we'll do a slip joint there, that'll make life a lot easier. But got this all on. Pretty happy with how it is. So would like a little more of a turn up here, which is, it should have been up higher, but the way this came out, it is what it is. So the this isn't fully tacked on, but it does fit in here really nice. So we'll probably just leave it. Probably gonna do like a rolled edge on this. Also I'll do some weld and whatnot, or put a bigger piece of it or something and do a rolled edge so it looks nice. But that's gonna do it. So a lot of work cutting those pie cuts from the straight tube. It did work, right? So that's what pie cuts are for, is to be cut from straight tube. But the little 3D printed deals, these things did work. This is the 2-inch. You can see it got chewed up, of course. And then this is the second one that I've printed for the 1 3/4. It does work. You gotta be really careful to make sure you keep your angle, because if you get it close, it'll dig in, of course, because plastic, bandsaw, doesn't really go together. But we got it done, so that's really all that matters. Here out, got a shit ton of welding to do, so we're gonna save that for another day. Lungs aren't too happy right now, so it is what it is. But anyway, so that's gonna do it for now. Stay tuned. Hopefully our fenders will be shipping this week, and then next week we can get those on and then work on our sissy bar. Once that's done, really fabrication is done. Then it's just cleaning everything up and figuring out what colors we're gonna do. Oh, we gotta do our headlight too, and tail light. I have ideas for that, but you'll see later. So stay tuned, take care.